Hello and welcome to Quick Looks with the Casual Hour. My name is Bobby. Joining me, the entire casual crew for a quick look at a Bleak Sword DX. How are you guys doing, Johnny and Chase?
Doing all right.
I'm great. I'm excited to see this quick look because we've shown this game in the past. We did a what did we play, a demo on like a Steam Next Fest or something?
Yeah, it was. I mean, shit, months ago, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm level. I haven't unlocked everything, by the way. I'm level 6 now. I've not put a ton of time into this. Maybe like an hour ish total. And I've gotten through the first forest here, and I'll probably start there. But there's quite a bit that you can get into from other levels. But what do you guys know? Do you know anything about this outside of the quick look that we did?
Nope.
I mean, I've got some information pulled up if you'd like to hear it.
Yeah. That sounds great.
Yeah, so Bleak Sword DX, it released, this says it released February 6th. I'm guessing that was maybe like an early access or like a demo stuff.
Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah. Steam says June 8th, so that's better.
That sounds more reasonable.
Yeah, maybe it got delayed and there's just a weird thing on this Google thing. But it is developed by More 8-Bit and published by Devolver Digital. More 8-Bit, looking it up, has made one other game. And if this is called Bleak Sword DX, I don't want to blow your minds here. DX usually stands for like deluxe.
Thank you.
So it tends to reason that their other game is Bleak Sword, which came out in 2019 for iOS devices. Which none of us have played.
Oh,
but,
no,
but yeah,
have not played
this game just looks so fucking rad.
It does, man.
From its trailers.
So it's a diorama game where I would say it's not as punitive as a Souls game, but there's definitely those trappings. You've got a block and you've got a dodge, and then you've got a pretty aggressive attack. And if you block, you get a parry like that, and you can come in and wrap it up. So they kind of incrementally build up here. You are finding items like this screen is showing. Basically, we can go up in our attack and down in our shield. I'll go ahead and take that because it sounds pretty all right. You are upgrading your character as well, and that's going to give you just overall stats. I've got in my inventory this obsidian amulet that's taking down my attack and going up. So I have a nice little wash here happening with those two items right now.
So let me ask you this. I think it's the color scheme, and I think it's also this kind of diorama style. I get some kind of Cult of the Lamb vibes from this.
Yeah, I think that the combat especially feels pretty close to that. This has a little bit more of an aggression to it than what Cult of the Lamb did when it came to the fights. But
well, this is just like adventuring, killing monsters, right? Or is there more to it?
So far, it's just this. Now, I have seen some stuff down the line where they have like maybe like horse fighting and stuff like that, where you're riding a horseback, and it gets to be a little bit more involved than what I'm showing you right now. But it is primarily just these 1-1, 1-2, 1-3 leveling where you're going to encounter things. And this is what an upgrade looks like. You get to choose between just your defense or your offense. And I'm going to go with defense here. And we'll go to the next level. I'll do maybe like 1 or 2 more here, and I'll show you.
Is this a roguelike?
No.
Okay.
No, I think that this is just a kind of like an old school, like world 1 through 8 type thing where you're gonna be.
Okay.
It looks like a 2600 game, but not obviously.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let me back out from here, and you do get to go into some boss fights that look really cool. Let me see if I can pull one of those up really quick. I think this is it here. And it can be like this is a little challenging. You had to like basically like do some pattern mapping and block and not get too aggressive.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets It gets pretty cool.
They're doing a lot with very little here.
I think we fought this guy in the demo on our Casual Monday stream.
Yes. And they start to bring out a few more as well. You get some really nice atmospheric stuff with the lightning and whatnot. Oh shit, he got me.
Ooh, that's a cool animation.
The assets so simplified, you can just kind of keep pouring on more and more effects, and I think it just makes for a really striking look for the whole game.
Yeah, there's a little bit of like a fuzziness to everything, like a glow. It feels like somehow modern but like retro at the same time with the style. I like the grass, like individual grass pieces on the stage. Like it's just it's a really neat arena that they've created here for battling it out, and I'm all for it, man. Johnny, I think you would really. Let me chase the shit. You might even like this, but Johnny, the Souls fan of the group.
Yeah, this reminds me of oh god, what was the game you played as a crow?
Death's Door.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Like obviously that had much prettier graphics, but the like isometric, like the way that boss fight looked reminded me of a boss fight in that game a little bit.
So now we're back to the second world where I was at. I'll jump up here and you'll see a little bit of a different environment. Like now I can't cross there, so they're making it smaller little areas to work through. While they've introduced some new enemy types. Obviously that guy has a lot more hits than my other
it's
enemy.
A piranha plant.
Yes. And let's see what else here. I'll try and block this guy.
No sort of camera rotation or anything, right?
No, you got it here. There's a little bit of like, oh my gosh, is that parallaxing? Is that what they call that? Where like it kind of mimics more movement. I know that Apple really did that a lot with some of their interface stuff, but you get a little bit of that here with it. There is not quite stamina, but a little bit of like you get 3 hits and then you have to kind of recenter a bit. Oh, new B stream.
Is that what the white bar is?
Yeah. So you have a stamina that you're managing there with it. Wow, that was a nice little increase there. I'll do maybe like 1 or 2 more levels here, but I don't want to give away too much of this because I think, you know, since this is not a run-based or procedurally generated one, like you know what these levels are going to look like.
So if you went back to old levels, you're still gaining experience, so you can kind of grind in this, can you? That's cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, they make it there, and like I would say, like there's a challenge to it. Like for somebody like me who's not very well versed in the Souls games, like this is a darker one, and timing parries and stuff. You got to get good, and it's fun. Like I think there's a really cool look to it. I think it plays really well. I've played this a lot on my Steam Deck and now Ally, and it's great there. I think you mentioned this is on PC and the Switch, Chase. I cannot recommend this on handheld enough. Like we had a podcast episode where we talked about the state of handheld gaming and like what feels good on handheld, and like this absolutely
gives off that vibe for sure. It looks like it's only about 3 hours according to how long it beat.
Well, so. And also it's only $10, so it seems like an easy pickup if it interests you at all. It's certainly better value than spending $70 on a video game that you might not even end up liking.
This is like one of those games that you play to unwind from your other games. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that.
Yep.
Like, hey,
it's a little palate cleanser.
I just put 2 hours in Final Fantasy. I've got a little bit of time before bed. Oh God, that was not good.
Ooh, we just got worked.
But yeah, I think that this is a really cool game to just like check out, unwind with. And it looks like
even for somebody like me, Final Fantasy, that game is actually weirdly also action based. But if I was playing something like a long Fire Emblem map, or like if it's me, a Super Robot Wars map, I was like, I've just been spending an hour plus telling units to go to different squares. I just need like that snappy action. This seems like a perfect kind of before bed palate cleanser. Let's go in, do a couple levels, gain some experience, and call it a night.
How awesome is this beastry, by the way? Isn't this really cool?
This is quite cool.
Yeah.
So you can get a little bit about what you've encountered so far. They also have statistics for your deaths.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah.
And kills, attacks parried, counter attacks you've done, heavy attacks, etc.
You've only done 4 heavy attacks.
I like to be
You
quick.
should use that other button, Bobby.
There also it has a nice tutorial in here if you wanted to go through that. You could do that also. And then lastly, I have not unlocked it, but there seems to be a boss rush and an arena mode once you get through things. So I think that there is maybe like a pretty high replayability for this, depending on what you're looking for. But you said it, $10, visually striking, Devolver published, really cool game here. I think this is something that might get looked over in a pretty big year like we're having right now with game releases. But this is a really cool one, and I'm glad that we got to play it after the demo, and it's delivered just as much as I hope it would have after that initial first impression, for sure.
It's also nice to see Devolver kind of bouncing back a little bit. We were huge Devolver fans at one point, and then it felt like there were a couple of missteps. Something like Trek to Yomi, I think, really broke us. But seeing a game like this, it feels like Devolver is still has it, or still shows flashes of we can find the cool games and nurture them and get them out there. But yeah, this seems really cool, and it kind of makes me want to go check out that iOS original Bleak Sword and see what that's all about too.
That one's free.
I think they might be the same game, just based on some of the reviews here that I'm seeing in Steam.
Yeah.
So this may
That
just
one,
be.
that one is in like a portrait mode though on your on your devices. So like and also being on being on an iPhone, it's going to be touch controls, where having the nice tactile analog sticks would be nice.
This pixel art is pretty fucking good too, by the way. I'm just gonna call that out. I think pretty neat stuff here. If you're into what we're talking about here, you've got a few ways to check it out. You can actually go play this game for free on a mobile phone if you got the means to. If you like what we have to say about games, the three of us get together every Wednesday at 10:30 p.m. Central on twitch.tv/casual hour and record our podcast, The Casual Hour, for your enjoyment. And then we post those podcasts every Friday morning, wherever you listen to your podcast. Chase called out our streams. On Monday night, Chase and I will play strategy games, and sometimes we do the Steam Next Fest demo showcase. That's where we first encountered this game. Johnny, that's on this with us tonight as well. He and I play games on Friday night, kind of a mixed bag of co-op adventures, Far Cry's, Diablos, that sort of shit. And you can follow along with all of our other quick looks right here on YouTube. And if any of the stuff I just said sounds good to you, YouTube is the best home for it. We have everything you need right here. All of our previous streams, all of our podcasts, and all of our quick looks. So like and subscribe. Sound off in the comments on what you think about this game. Let us know how you're feeling. And we will be back with more quick looks in the future. Thank you all for watching this one. And the Casual crew, thanks for hanging out. It's been a ton of fun.